Big news. Really big news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I'm not going to put the sound drop in because we haven't really mastered that yet. We're having technical difficulties. But big news. Like, I'm talking breaking news. Hang tight. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Tell them what just transpired. I think it was 24 hours ago?
About Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker getting married.
Nobody cares.
Welcome back.
I did it again.
What?
I wore a light colored shirt with the background. I gotta stop. You know what it is? I don't put enough thought into exactly what I'm gonna wear.
I didn't put any thought today. I was very rushed, but it's fine.
I think that what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start picking out what I'm gonna wear the night before.
That's smart.
You know, this is really your fault.
Because I color coordinate and everything.
No, it's not.
Premeditated outfits?
It's not. No, it's not. Well, you do that, but it's your fault because I didn't know that we were going to actually record this show in the beginning. That was your idea.
Oh, yeah. We thought it was only going to be our voices, but at the end of the day, I feel like people like to see our reactions. Yeah, we're animated people.
We're very animated. And I feel I have more energy than I did last week. Maybe not as much as the week before, but yes, we're animated, and I think people need to see that. And I'm okay with being on the camera. I just think I got to put a little more thought into it because the backdrop. I told you I want to do the ivy wall.
One day.
You said it's been done before.
It has been, but we'll see.
Big news. Really big news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I'm not going to put the sound drop in because we haven't really mastered that yet. We're having technical difficulties. But big news. Like, I'm talking breaking news. Hang tight. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Tell them what just transpired. I think it was 24 hours ago?
About Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker getting married.
Nobody cares.
I said, Mike, I think the people want to know. I think we should talk about it. And he's like, I don't care about it. No one cares. And I was like, they're like literally the most popular people on the planet. We have to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. I don't think that they're that popular. Here's the thing. They've already been married like twice or three times already.
No, Kourtney has never been married.
Not married to themselves. And they have like a trial wedding. Then they have a Vegas wedding.
They had a Vegas wedding. They had a large proposal, and now they legitimately got married.
So they had a Vegas. Like I heard it because I watched the video that you sent me. So they had gotten married. Mm-hmm. Then they had gotten legally married, and now they're gonna have the big wedding. So they're gonna get married again.
No, I don't think they're going to get married.
Yeah, you didn't read the article that you sent me. You didn't do your research. There's typical Maria Lauren. They're going to have their big Italian wedding.
Oh, are they?
Are they Italian?
No, their Kardashians are Armenian. Oh my God.
Here we go. Look, I'm not
Okay. I'm happy for her. I'm very happy for her.
You know why you're happy for her? You're happy for her because you love the love.
I love it.
And I watched and what we mean by that is that's Maria Lauren's love language. The love language that Travis gives Kourtney. Affection. We're going to talk about the love languages. I think it's important, especially if you're a guy out there listening. I think I'm going to title this The Love Languages.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a lesson here. Okay. So you love the way that Travis loves on Kourtney. It's beautiful.
Obsessed.
Some of it's a bit much. I watched the video.
No.
Okay. First, it's one thing to show public affection, right?
PDA. I love it.
You love the public affection, and I
like PDA public affection and PDA private displays of affection.
Okay,
any kind of affection.
Well, they were in Disneyland, and he's there. He's like groping her. Did you see the video? The one clip?
Yeah, like people are like, "Oh, inappropriate. Oh, it's too much."
It was Disneyland, dude. It was Disneyland. I thought it was a little much. And then when they're seeing the home, did you see when they were touring the home and the realtor was there? Shout out to all our realtors. Did you see that? Yeah, like she straddled him. No, Maria Lauren, that's not public. But it was like with the, you know what it is? It's public because there's always a camera watching. If there
Yeah.
was a camera, so okay, you love
Okay.
it, right? You
Mhm.
love the PDA.
I actually like it because I know that she wasn't like this prior, so maybe this is something that she's always wanted, and now she finally has it, and it's also, like, nostalgic of, like, they're like 2 little kids in love, but they're not. They're, like, in their 40s, and I feel like that's so inspiring. It's so I don't know, it just makes me feel, like, happy and rays of sunshine and love. No?
No, it's no, 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 no. It's beautiful. I will,
I'm so into it. I'm
yeah.
so into it.
Yeah, I just okay. I love a good when I'm out with my wife. I'm very affectionate. My wife Tara,
Mhm.
and I mean, look, slide the hand on the butt in public. I do all
Ooh,
that stuff, a little kiss here and there.
booty grab.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not gonna have my wife straddle me or I'm not gonna grope her in the middle of Disney World because
Okay,
God knows we love Disney.
maybe it's not your style per se. Maybe it is a little much, but I love how they don't care. They're so into their own love. They don't care who's
I
watching.
think they're in the honeymoon stage.
Oh, they're definitely in the
They're
honeymoon
in the
stage.
honeymoon stage.
Duh.
How long? Sidebar. How long? I remember when me and Tara were
In
dating.
yeah,
We're
you
dating, and people
bliss.
people kept telling us, "Oh, you're in the honeymoon stage. You're
Mhm.
in the honeymoon stage. Everything's all peachy keen right now." I actually don't subscribe to this whole honeymoon stage, and I think subconsciously because people would continue to tell us, "Oh, you guys are you're in the honeymoon stage. Okay, nice, so nice, okay, que lindo," and I I thought about that, and I tell you this all the time, right?
You didn't read Gary Chapman then. So
No,
you don't know about
I don't know how to read.
infatuation versus
No, no, I didn't read it. So what are you
it's
telling me?
the honeymoon stage is your literal infatuation stage, meaning that person can do no wrong. Everything they do is
That
beautiful. They
yeah,
fart rainbows.
yes. Okay.
Like
You hear that, Tara?
every single thing that they do, nothing can bother you during that time. And it is about, they say it takes about like a year and a half, and then it starts wearing off. And then you're like, that thing that you do, it's annoying.
Yeah, she hates the way I fold the towels and the way I fold her clothes, but I'm just trying to
I
do. I'm
call
just
that
trying
the marriage stage.
to.
When you're married, folding, like washing dishes, the way that you sleep and walk
Okay, okay,
can
okay,
annoy
okay,
you.
okay. How important is it then?
The way you breathe.
How important? Yeah, a snore, right? How important is it then for you to you believe at least, and I'll ask you personally, but like, do you think is it important to actually live with somebody before you get married?
100%. I 100% recommend it.
What about what was it, the ultimatum when some of them weren't living with one another? They've
Mhm.
never lived together.
And then they hate each other.
And the ultimatum
Oh.
was like, well, we have to get married. Like what?
Oh, yeah, I found that very weird because I feel like you need to, before you get married, definitely discuss in-depth finances,
Finances, agreed.
religious beliefs,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You definitely need to talk about kids and like what your
Like
roles are going to be.
expectation.
Yeah,
Like
like
okay,
set up the
yeah.
expectations. Like you can't like live in the honeymoon phase and not discuss any of these things. I find that so bizarre when people say that.
That's
And you
why.
need to live with them. You need to see, does he just throw his clothes or does he put them in the hamper? Because that's going to be a lifelong argument.
True, true, true. That's why it's so important to actually live with somebody before
Super
you.
important.
That's why I don't think any of these reality shows, like, it's all bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Because look, everybody falls in love I'm not going to curse. Everyone falls in love on an island or in Mexico. That's so
Oh, it's
it's
not
so phony.
reality.
It's so
Yeah.
fake.
But then when they have to like go back to real life, and I think that's when they start like getting into it. It's just like hyper fast. Is like they're putting them in this infatuation and in the honeymoon phase, and then they take them out real quick and they're like, boom, real life. Where in real life that might take like a year and a half to get to that level of intimacy when you're living with each other and seeing each other all the time and having to work and talk about real issues.
True. So Travis and Courtney, right? How long? I don't know how long they've been together, but they're looking at
since 2020.
Okay, wow, it's been a long time. So they both have their own homes that they love,
right?
But now they're looking at homes together. See, that's another thing too. Like, that it changes.
Do you feel like a marriage counselor sometimes when you go out with home buyers? I do. I feel like, do I want to get involved in this fight right now?
That's the thing. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I don't want to get involved. No, see, because she's talking about home buyers.
They drag you in. They drag you in.
All right.
And they're like, well, what do you think? Yeah. Well, I think this is stupid. Don't you think that's dumb? And I'm like, well, listen, I don't have to live here. Both of you do.
Boom. That's exactly it. Like, that's that's the tagline. Like, I don't care if you buy the house. You don't want to buy the house. Don't buy the house. You got to live there. Why are you asking me what I think? Like, I don't care. That's a good point though. Like, I don't know if it's more of a marriage counselor than it is just a straight out therapist. And what it is that we do.
And it's like, why are you coming to me for therapy? Don't you know I have 3 of my own?
I'm really digging the vibes to this episode right now. Like, I think we're about to spiral and we don't even know it.
No, we're going to spiral. But back to
Travis and Courtney, though. All right. In public forms of look, I wish them nothing but the best. Go get married 5 times. I also think it's different. And I know Courtney hasn't been married, but I don't know much about like Travis. I don't know if he's been married or not. All I know is he's the drummer of Blink-182. So when it comes to
he was married.
Okay.
He had his own reality show. Do you remember? No. Apparently not.
No, don't remember. But I have been to one Blink-182 concert.
Ooh.
Yeah, que blanco. So all right, so okay. So Courtney and Travis. Do you think because they're older, it's also a little bit different? What I mean by that is maybe they don't have to live together. They also have their own. They didn't have to live together before they got married, but I'm sure they've been staying with each other because they both have their own homes, right? So they both have their own properties. So what do? Like, do you sell your home to move into one together?
No, I think they should keep it.
And do you think, woman's perspective, that as you get older, and I'm not saying you're old, but I'm saying like as you get older, maybe you don't have to go through some of those stages because life is you have so much experience in life. Like, like like me and Tara, we lived together basically at my house. It was like either my house or her house. Like we stayed together. Then we got an apartment, first house, second house, whatever. But if I were to do it again, I don't think I have to rent something, or I think it's like, I think you had that conversation and then you just move into the next phase.
Well, they're in a different place in their life. They're definitely like in their 40s. Yeah, they have a ton of money. Like, that's not an issue. They already have kids separately, but they want to have a baby together. I just think that like they've learned separately from their prior relationships, which I feel like happens a lot with people that have been divorced.
Yeah.
And
I learned from other people's relationships during my relationship.
That's what he says. I think that's great.
I take notes.
Learn from somebody else's mistakes.
That's why when people would tell me all the time that we were in the honeymoon stage or phase, whatever it is, I would be like, no, it's always going to be this way.
Wow, that's very optimistic. Hey, I'm not saying I don't feel that way. I feel like you have to constantly
You're just convinced things change when you bring kids into the fold.
Well, they do. But here's the thing. The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And that's what people leave out, is that you have to put in the work.
Soundbite that. We're going to clip that.
You have to put in the work, and it does take some work. So like yours is obviously not physical touch, which is, it looks like it's Courtney and Travis's love language.
What do you mean? Obviously it's not physical touch. Okay.
I mean, you're not into it. You're not as excited as I am. You're like, oh, it's a little weird. It's a little much.
No. Physical touch. But are we saying physical touch in public?
Anywhere.
Why not touch my wife? Of course. I'm into. All right. But if I had to pick, give me the other love languages. Give me the other love languages.
There's quality time, and quality time means, that you're focused on that person.
Can you have more than one love language?
Yeah, you can split between 2 usually.
Okay. Go on. Yes, this is good.
quality time, words of affirmation. That is how you talk about your partner, which I think you do an excellent job about talking about Tara. You talk about her like she is a queen, which she is.
She is.
She is.
But I don't. And what's the last one?
No, there's two more. And then there's gift giving.
Gift giving.
That's like, and it could be big or small. It doesn't mean you have to buy someone a Lamborghini.
Right.
It means little things that you come home that you know that they like, and you have you put thought into their gifts. And then there's acts of service. And that is what you do for your partner. Do you, make them a nice meal? Do you clean up the bedroom because you know that they like it? Did you take her car to get detailed? Didn't have to be asked, things like that.
Okay. I think I do a little bit of all of it.
Wow, look at you.
Because
Renaissance man.
I need notes. Merle, I need the notes. Okay. So quality time.
Quality time.
1, 2. Oh, words of it. Yeah. There's 5 love languages here.
What? Is that why love hurts?
Yes, there's 5.
I thought there was only 4.
No, I said there's 4 other than physical touch. We already went over that.
Okay, guys, take notes. Quality time. I am very big on quality time. Now, would the person who needs to confirm this agree? To an extent, because I'm kind of like always glued to my phone in a sense, but I'm working on that. I'm working on that. But anyway, I digress. Quality time. I shut down my days, my weekends for my wife, unless it's an absolute emergency for a client or an agent.
He does do that. Okay? That's true.
Now, you talk about words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Now, is that to my wife or is that to others? About my wife?
It's usually both. So it's how you speak to her, like, thank you so much for everything you do, for all the long hours that you put in.
I could do more of that for sure. I always speak highly of my wife.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if words of affirmation, I always speak highly of my wife. And are you big on that, sidebar? Because we have this whole thing that
he's like, are you big on that? Because I haven't noticed.
No. I mean, this is what I mean by that when I say that. Like, and I think this is something that we set at the beginning of our relationship, was that, like, if we ever get into a fight or an argument, it doesn't leave the confines of our 4 walls. In other words, we don't go and complain to the family about one another. We will not belittle one another in front of a single human being.
I'm kind of old school in that way, that like I wouldn't want to embarrass him.
You save that,
or do that in front of other people. I mean, not to say that I haven't, because I do have the switch that sometimes goes off. And I might go a little crazy, but I think that's actually the love language that I struggle with the most, is that it's hard for me to be nice with my words.
So the words of affirmation.
Yeah, I could be a lot. Like, it's so hard for me. And then, like, sometimes it comes across maybe as facetious, like you might think.
Possibly, but I know how you feel about Lou. So, like, you can be frustrated, but I mean, oh my God, that's the man. Like, I know at the end of the day.
Do all the other ones,
Yeah. So all right, physical touch. That's your love language.
That is, but it's not his. Like, we'll be sitting on the sofa and I want to be as close as possible, and I notice him like move farther and farther away. Mm-hmm. And it's because that's not his most comfortable love language at all.
That's crazy to me. So, like, I think Tara's love language at one point was physical touch. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning of the relationship, she wanted to cuddle every single night when we went to bed. And I was like, nah, girl.
Now she's like, get away
from me. It's too hot. Yeah. And now, as we get older, because we're working so much, and it's like at the end of the night, I want to. She's like, pero you should give me my space.
She's like, back up, don't.
Back up. And
So
women.
what is hers now? Because that's the thing, is you can't love someone how you want to be loved. You have to recognize how they like to be loved and do that.
Acts of service. Like, it could be anything I want to eat, she'll cook. Anywhere I want to go, she'll book.
How does she want you to show your love?
Well, I think that's a better question to ask Tara.
So you don't know. That's a problem.
No.
Figure it out.
No, it's quality time, hands down.
Okay.
No question.
Then that's where you have to focus all of your effort, which I feel like you consciously do.
I consciously do. I don't necessarily probably execute as much. Mm-hmm. I think You know, I guess it's just a line of work and like what it is that we do that doesn't always
being on call 24/7 can
right.
definitely
Yes.
affect a quality time person. I think Lewis's is quality time as well. Cause he loves to like go out to dinner, just me and him. Like if that was a love language just in itself, going out to dinner would be his. And he loves like watching Netflix and like, you know, together, that together time.
Oh my God, girl, did you just segue into the next like literal topic? But before we do that, are you guys, and I try my hardest, and this is something that I've gotten so good with. Are you phones down when you're out to eat?
No, sometimes.
You can't like definitively say yes or no.
I try, but like the other night when we went out, Liz texted me, "Hi." Because I was texting you and my sister at the same time.
Yeah.
But I try to be, you know, because it's ironic that I wouldn't be, because I'm always like, pay attention to me.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of like my fault too, because I was like, send food pics, like
send foods.
Just trying to live vicariously through you. We're not shouting out the restaurant until they pay us to sponsor them. But you guys had a good time.
It was a nice.
Okay, so quality time. Lou loves quality time.
Love that.
Good meal. Okay. Little Netflix action.
Yeah. Definitely loves a Netflix.
Is he a gift giver though, before we go into that?
He will buy me whatever I want, but the thought that sometimes, you know what, he's gotten better. He's gotten better of like thinking of things, because to me, I'm not materialistic, even though I might be bouge, but I feel like if you've listened to something that I've said or I've mentioned and you go out and do it, and I don't have to like give you the whole game plan or put it in your cart, that's what really makes me happy. So he's a pretty good gift giver.
Yeah. You got the Pelly?
Yeah. I didn't necessarily ask for that. He just knew that I wanted it. So that was nice.
Netflix.
So we did spend some Netflix quality time this weekend. Like we did nothing because it was like rainy on Saturday. Legitimately did nothing except lay in bed and watch Netflix. And that he loves a day like that. And he also loves it if it's just me and him. So he's like telling the kids, go downstairs and watch your show. This is me and mommy. We're going to watch our show.
And you watched?
We watched Our Father. Got into that a little. And
heavy.
It was, you know what, almost like you just can't believe that it's real. And I'm like, are all these people really that naive, like around him, the people that worked in the office? So if you haven't watched it or you don't know what it's about.
And you want to pause right now or fast forward? Because we're going to spill all the tea. All the tea is going to be spilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying, so.
Like just generally what it's about. It's about a fertility doctor that ends up using his own sperm. Ew. Okay. Ew. And gets all these women pregnant, and they don't know that it's the doctor's sperm. They think it's coming from a medical student, from a sperm donor.
Filth.
And this guy, he was just doing it like every day. So this one girl ends up being curious about her real parents. And, you know, I also found it funny that all of the people, well, I wouldn't say all of them, but most of them did not know. And I feel like it's because that generation, they weren't going to tell their kids that they got fertility help at all.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I did notice that.
They all just kind of got like curious, like, why don't I look like my family? And then
23andMe commercial popped up. They were like, you know, and it's true because 23. I know my mother birthed me. And, but do I?
But do you? You know, did you do?
I don't know if I remember it. I was there. Yeah. But was I there?
And obviously, like the mothers birthed them, right? So there would be no question about
who the father was.
Right. But they didn't leave out that the mothers left out that part to their children, like, oh, we had gotten some fertility help and there was a sperm donor involved.
Well,
some of them didn't even have the donor. They thought it was their fathers.
Right,
that was messed up.
Right. And that's what do they call that? When
the father just has artificial insemination.
Right. Yeah. So it's like doing it without doing it. Which, time out, I think that's how celebrities get pregnant. I think they're too bouge. I think there'd be boots and not boots. Like, I feel
we're
like
not going to have intercourse. We're going to do this at the doctor.
I feel like that and IVF.
I don't know.
Think about all the money these celebrities have, right? Like, you can really break it down to a science.
You can pick out the features and everything.
Literally the sex. You can make sure that they are healthy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But to me, it's crazy. But I mean, hey, what money can do. And these people, so the girl, right? The first girl, sibling number one, just gets curious, orders a 23andMe, and starts finding these siblings. And then sure enough, there's 5. Then they're like, wait a minute. They start getting suspicious. And they're like, what if it was the doctor? Like, halfway joking. And they actually find like traces back to his last name. And they're like, wait, what is going on? And by the end of the movie, how many were? And they were like, and still counting. There was 98 siblings.
And still counting. And here's the
scary.
Here's the craziest part. You ready for this? He didn't do anything wrong. Legally,
they said, but I think they passed legislation after
just recently. And then you saw at the end of the documentary, it wasn't just this guy.
No, this is a cult. 44 other doctors were doing this.
This was a cult.
So scary.
This is a cult.
Like, no, but there was like some culty thing that they found on it too, of like these people, like they just want to like continue having children and they're like obsessed with it. I don't know. It was freaky. And I was like, oh my God, that's so weird.
That shit is traumatizing though, right? Like if you were to find out, like, I mean, like,
let me just do a 23andMe and see, like, where my ethnicity is from. Why do I have this hair or whatever? And then comes back, oh, by the way, you have 98 siblings.
Crazy.
And your mother had no idea that she was getting inseminated by her doctor. Ew.
Was this not the craziest part? And like, look, this doctor is sick.
Sicko.
Yeah.
Freak.
When, so he helped his friends.
The friends. Oh my God, the friend.
If I could drop a bomb right now, if I knew it would work. Wait, let me just try it. No. No. Okay, that's an applause. We don't want that. Okay.
So, listen.
The friends.
Friends.
He helped his friends. And they.
But she brought up an interesting point too. It's like, am I mad because I have the child that I always wanted? She actually had twins from him. Mm-hmm. But it's just the deception. You feel so bad for the fathers.
You feel really bad for the fathers. Yeah, that's
like I was like, that's horrible. I don't like it.
But wait a minute, the kicker. She has twins, and it's this man's specimen that's inside this woman. Beautiful babies, whatever. Twins come out. Well, unbeknownst to the twins,
right?
What does she do? Well, she's having issues, so she goes to see none other than her father, basically her biological father.
Disgusting.
To have the same procedure done to her.
I don't think she got inseminated, but she was just saying, like,
she was on the table. That was the OBGYN, right? Like,
she felt disgusted that she went to him as an OB, and it was literally her father. And I was like, gross. Disgusting.
Our father. So sick.
So sick. But that's why we love Netflix, because they bring us this stuff.
They do.
They bring it with their like crime docs, and like I love.
Well, no one cares about the crime docs besides you and Tara.
No, I think a lot of people do.
I think
it's the same people that care about the Kardashians.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't think Tara's into the Kardashians. No, I don't think she has time to watch television. Are they on? Do they stream?
They're on Hulu now.
Yeah. No. You know what?
All I gotta say is, who's spiraling right now?
Kanye.
Yeah, he is. But
he's
somebody else. Scott Disick is legitimate.
That's Courtney's ex.
He has to be on a freaking spiral, because you know what? He had all the time in the world to do exactly what Travis Barker did. And this is a lesson for all you men out there. Okay? Is you better appreciate what you have when you have it, Okay. And you better put in the work while you got the time, because you don't have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
You don't.
You act as if that this man can do no harm.
Who? Travis Barker?
Travis Barker.
Well, he hasn't yet. He hasn't shown us. What has he done wrong? Love Kourtney? Show her affection? Oh, he's a horrible guy.
You can't take lessons from a course that isn't over. Okay. You just like what you see, right?
Yeah.
You love the affection. Right, but we don't know how it is. Like, what if he doesn't clean up after him? But again, these are first world problems that these people do not have to worry about. It does not matter, because guess what? Travis Barker ain't cleaning his own dishes.
No, he's not. They don't have those kind of fights, for sure. They don't have, because they don't have to worry about those
what
things.
It's going to come down to? And I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, you may not know the answer to this, but maybe Travis Barker is on the latter end of his career. So it's like time is not going to be an issue. They have all the money in the world. Like, this is like, you're telling people to take notes from a celebrity.
But you don't think that Scott Disick had a similar set of...
I don't even know what Scott was famous
circumstances. For. He exactly, but he has a ton of money. He has time. He did, like, what was your excuse for not doing all the things that she needed? There really shouldn't. He had 3 kids with her. Should have been more thankful.
You're acting like this is a one-way street.
Well...
No, that's why you look down. That's why you look down, because you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Right? Exactly.
I don't. I'm not there with them. I'm just saying,
So here's the thing. Live and learn with your own lessons, or do what I do.
I was going to say, yeah, but it's the same thing. You're just teaching people.
Bits and pieces. This is how I teach people. This is my philosophy on teaching people. Take a little bit here, a little bit there, and create your own. Your own story, whatever it is. Like, just you have to. You don't want to go out there and you don't want to mimic Travis Barker.
No, okay? You don't want to you don't want to copy them. I mean,
you want to say cacaron.
Listen, don't be a tonto out here, okay? Yeah, we're not saying literal word for word. We're just saying, if you notice that your partner likes affection, don't be afraid.
Sure.
Give them the affection. If you notice that they like words of affirmation,
then give them positive words of affirmation.
Be positive.
Here's the thing. Here's the secret. Shh. If you know they're sick, quarantine from them.
Oh, we have to talk about this, because I find this I find it foreign.
This is just the old school in you.
Yeah. It's like, in sickness and in health. That's what it is. Michelangelo.
I divorced my wife when she got COVID.
They don't sleep in the same bed.
Whoa. Okay. No, because you jumped the gun. I got to clip that now. Okay. People are going to take that out of context.
No, if you're sick.
No, that's not entirely true. This has only recently happened, kind of like when somebody is like really sick. If someone has the sniffles.
I feel like you guys have done this like 3 times this year.
No, this is the second time. And the first time, and I'm not like stroking myself here or bragging or anything like that, but I haven't really been sick this year. It's really been terrible. I think it's because, the belly keeping me healthy. Okay? This is true. I hit my move goal every single day this year. I refuse to not do it. But I think that could be part of it. But
what are you afraid of? Because let me tell you something. If I'm sick and Liz is like, yeah, I'm going to sleep on the sofa, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? No, you won't get sick with me. We in this together.
Yeah.
I want love. I want affection still.
I get it.
He likes to be left alone. He would probably like if we had an arrangement like you guys. But I'm like, no, you don't feel good. Let me rub your back. What's wrong?
I can see where you're coming from, but it's like, and this could be a cultural thing. I don't know. Okay. And again, it's not when like everybody, like we're talking like coughing up a lung. Like, that's just, come on. Like, that's common courtesy. Like, hey, why don't you sleep downstairs? I'm like, oh,
no,
why don't I grab this pillow?
Courtesy.
Okay, you don't have that. Now look, but I see where you're coming from, right? Because it's like, if you can avoid it. But it's your spouse, right? So it's your significant other. Look, I'm going to put it to you this way. If I knew the plane was going down and Tara was on it, I'm going to be on the plane. Okay.
I get it. But
I'm going to.
You know what the other thing is?
You can avoid it.
You guys both spend a lot of physical time together, even though it's not quality time, right? Because you're both working
from home.
In a physical space, you do?
Yeah.
We don't. So it's so funny that like I can be really, really sick, and 9 times out of 10, Lewis will not get it because he's not home enough. He won't get it.
All right. So
and
then,
like, even if we're in the bed, like he ends up like rolling over to one side. But I don't know. I find it crazy that you guys actually separate.
yeah, I mean, it's only for a few hours. And you know what? Every morning though, when we're separated, we miss each other so much. Yeah.
Aww.
So it's like,
You're like, oh, I missed you.
Like we still say that stuff. Like,
Aww.
girl, I was just downstairs, but guess what? I missed you too. Until it comes time to walk the dog, and then it's like,
and then he's like, dog, get over here.
Everybody, I call my dog. I mean,
I'm like, what is your dog's name?
Do you know my dog's name?
I know it.
You just want Maddie. Me to say it, and
it's Maddie. But you've never referred to the dog as Maddie. It's always like dog. Let
me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I refer to my dog as dog, do you know who I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Well, this is why you can only have one dog. I guess you couldn't have two, because then it would get so confusing.
I'm going to tell you why nobody should have 2 dogs, or 3 dogs for that matter. My sister has 3 dogs. And it's like, because when you're going on vacation or you want to leave,
it's a lot. Yeah.
Even if you like, okay, so like it was a few weeks back, we were at Melinda's, or no, the first time we were at Melinda's. Okay. And then for the communion too, like the dog was just chilling at home. Sad. Sad.
Do you leave the TV on?
God, no, that's just weird. Like, and that's, I don't understand that.
Well, they're like lonely. I feel like they like to like have some.
No, my dog, she'll just sit
Lone
there
Ranger.
all day. Yeah, wait for someone to walk by the front door. I mean, she lives for that shit. Whether we're home when the TV's on, doesn't matter. I don't know. I can't do 2 dogs. And then it's superimposing. Oh, I'm going to go on vacation, by the way.
Can you take both of my dogs?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. And guess what? I'm not trying to pay for doggy daycare either.
Daycare. Oh my gosh.
Although you do know this is a thing, right? Like you can actually hire somebody to come by and like walk your dog.
Yeah.
While you're not home.
I feel like that's very common in New York. Maybe not so much around here, but
in my development, it's very common. And I don't know. I feel like that's weird. Like they have I guess you can give them a different access code to get into the home.
Yeah, but you guys, again, you feel like it's weird because you work from home. You're home a lot in your house, unless you're out showing a house or talking to an agent. And Tara's there legitimately all the time, just plugging away on the computer. But like, other people, they're not home. And the poor doggy.
I'm not doing it. I'm done after this dog. Yeah, I'm done.
No, then you're just going to move on to something that's actually like more taxing.
A child?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I can't wait for the time to come where we have a dog and a child.
It's going to be a lot.
But you know what? Then I'm going to be like, you know what? Having a dog wasn't all that bad, actually.
No.
You could leave the dog at home alone.
Exactly. Apples to oranges.
Right? You put the food in the bowl, they eat it.
Right. A child is totally dependent on you 24/7, 365.
Doesn't matter. I know I have a game plan. I know you laugh at that, but like I have a game plan.
I don't want to be negative about having children.
No. Look,
it's the best thing in the whole entire world. It's just that your life will never be the same.
I beg to differ because still the number one priority.
I'm glad this is on tape.
Yeah, it is. It's being recorded. And I've been on record saying this multiple times. There is no child, and people say it's not the same. I've heard people who love their significant other who've agreed with me, and who've basically said, "My wife will always be number one in my life."
No, I feel like that is a lot
and
of times.
My kids will know that from day one.
They have to. Your partner has to be number one in the love bubble,
yes,
and then it's your children because it will allow you to love your children more. I agree. Your spouse has to be number one.
Has to be number one. Has to take like.
I feel like, but for men, that's usually it stays the same. It's really women that you're like.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get taken down a peg, like for sure. But I'm not going to allow.
I try to make it even. Some men get a little jelly of the baby. They really do.
Not me.
Jealous.
No, that's.
How are you gonna say not me? You're not there yet.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of kids.
Yeah, but like Tara's full attention hasn't been on a baby over you. I feel like if that happens, over and over and over, that's when the jealousy starts coming in. They're like, hey, I'm over here. What about me?
True, sure, possibly. I don't know, but I'm not going to let it affect me. My kid's going to come second. My wife is going to come first.
Just sounds so mean. Yeah, my kid's going to come second.
Like they said it. Like that's like it's scripture somewhere. Like,
hey, listen, I agree. I agree with you. I'm just saying, in practice, it does get difficult and the lines get a little blurred sometimes. Like we all know Lewis is number one, right? But are there times when my poor little baby comes first? Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
No,
I
don't. No, I think they're all my favorite for different reasons. But I'll tell you one thing. Number 3 is just so easy. Because it's like, yeah, I've been there, done that. I don't get stressed out like I used to. And of course I get stressed out, but nothing like I used to. I just feel like, listen, honey, I already rode this roller coaster before and I already know what's going to happen. Okay?
Do you remember the first time like Blake bumped his head or got sick?
Yes.
And it was just like anxiety, like
super anxious. Yeah.
Remy bumps his head. It's like,
I'm like, oh, you're okay, honey.
Brush it off.
Yeah, you're fine. He doesn't even react like that because he's like, she's gonna tell me to get up.
Yeah, shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
So with that being said, when it comes to like the babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I think about sometimes. I think about some weird stuff. Do you think, okay, because there's more than one, like the scenario has to be more than one.
Yeah.
If the baby bumps his head, I mean like more than one person around. Like if no one's around, baby probably cries, right? But if like Blake and Julia are there, you're there, and he bumps his head and he falls before, like your reaction might.
Yeah, I get yelled at. Oh. I get yelled at all the time because Lewis is like, "Don't freak out," because when you freak out, they start crying.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes it's just in me, and like my mom comes out and I start acting like Nancy. My kid falls. I'm like, "Hi, Dios mío, hi, I know." You know, it comes out. Like I don't want it to. I want to be calm, cool, and collected. I want to be like, "Hey, it's okay."
Yeah.
But that is my initial reaction. And then I'm like, oh, you're okay. And then like, usually they calm down.
Different with dads.
Now, well, especially like with the boys, with my machismo husband, he was like, you good, you fine, shake it off. That's enough.
When I was in Little League, okay, let me tell you something.
Oh my God, the Little League, like, I can't.
Let's just say times are different now. Like that's
very different. It's very, very different. But there are a lot of like, I hope you guys aren't going to be these kind of parents because I talk so much shite about them. Like they're just too involved in the children's play. Like, don't do that. Yeah. Share this. Take a turn. No, I'm here for a play date with another parent, which means I want to talk. I want to talk about what we want to. I want to talk about housewives. Okay.
Yeah.
Let the kids do their thing. If somebody gets hurt, then you come over, like really hurt. Okay. Don't come over here with, in Spanish, they call it queja, like a tattletale. Don't come over here with that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, not interested.
He took my toy. Well, too bad. Go get it back. Okay.
Yeah. And then you keep it moving. I think that happens a lot when you have, and I don't know this, maybe it's, I'm just assuming here, probably shouldn't do that. But when there's only one kid, like I feel like,
yeah, they're just like, they're too involved.
Single child. And then me and Sarah, like, I don't know, like we might be one and done.
No, you got to have another one because you get tired as a parent of playing with them. Like you're like, you gonna need somebody to play with.
But they'll have cousins, and
that's
like
true.
And other stuff. Like that's all fun. Like I know for a fact, since my sister's getting a pool, I'll never have to buy a house with a pool. Like
that's so nice. I'm coming over too.
Yeah, is Melinda getting one? God, I did it again.
You mentioned her. She really, really wants to.
I said it twice, probably. I probably said it twice.
Well,
mark my words. I'm gonna go an entire episode without name
don't
dropping.
mention her. And then you know what? Michelle's getting a little gel. My other sister. She's like, you guys never talk about me.
Why did you call her out like that? Why did you say she's getting gel? Well, she's not gel.
I want her to know that we do talk about her. It's just that Melinda comes up more. I don't know why.
Michelle, you know why we talk about Melinda? Because Melinda's dramatic. Okay. No, we love you, Em. Or
we love them all.
Well, I said M. Who am I actually talking about?
They're all M's. We're all M's.
Well, you're ML.
I'm ML.
I love that Lou refers to you as ML too.
All the time.
Always.
In the text.
Yes, always ML. No, we have some pretty exciting news. And I feel like that we've ended an episode like this before too.
What?
Where we talk about, can we talk about it with Michelle? Because it was posted?
No, let's just wait.
It's not.
Let's wait.
All right. But yeah, we're not gonna we'll leave you on a cliffhanger. We're gonna just leave it
cliffhanger. Tune in next week.
But yes, yeah, it gives you a reason to come back. Okay, we have a couple minutes before we really truly wrap up, and I have to vent. I have to talk about this because this is really starting to bother me.
He needs to go on a rant.
And I don't do this
and
often.
He started ranting to me. I said, save it for the pod.
Save it for the podcast. I'm sick of paying for these plastic bags.
I'm not paying anymore. I'll tell you right now. I walked out of Stop and Shop with all the stuff in my hands. I dropped 3 waffles and I was like, I refuse. I refuse to buy a bag every single time. And yes, of course, I can bring it with me. But guess what?
Who remembers?
I'm not
remembers
remembering.
A bag? Who remember? You know what? I'm gonna just bring the basket in the car with me.
Oh, I did that already. I took one home.
Have you done it? Well, guess what? If I had a car that could, take on a shopping cart, I would do that too.
Bring the whole shop. Well, that's my strategy. That was my strategy this morning. Is that I brought the shopping cart to my thing and then unloaded everything. The thing is getting it from your driveway to your house with no bag is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta go all the way up the stairs. Like that is, I've literally, like, I think sales are going down because of this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I'm only grabbing what I need. I feel like I'm only going to be grabbing if you can't fit in a plastic bag and I don't have a plastic bag and look, maybe
I do a lot of stuff though, like Target, online order,
Home Chef.
Obviously my Home Chef, can't live without that, and Amazon. So now I'm like, okay, I need to buy more on that so that I don't have to carry stuff or forget stuff or drop things.
And I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Save the trees. Like that's.
It's not the trees; they're plastic.
Right.
Save the turtles.
Save the turtles. I like turtles.
But then we're killing trees too with brown bags.
Well, yeah,
but I mean, they're not giving us those either. So it's like you just have to have your reusable plastic bags, which are also plastic. So it's
they don't last forever.
No.
And then you got to buy the special bag when you have the cold food.
You do?
Well, girl.
Oh, well,
I guess it really depends. Yeah. Okay. Well, what about the people in Alaska?
Alaska. They're killing their own. Do you watch that? Like The Last Frontier? I love those shows.
Oh my God.
I'm like, could I live out there and kill a deer for meat and drive the sleigh dogs?
I think you could. I
don't think I would last. I could do it for a week and I would be complaining the entire time.
You were watching this one show and what was it, that one? Was it the Alaska show?
Yeah, Life Below Zero.
Life Below Zero. Love that show. And we're in a group chat and I'm like, I bet you ML has all the windows open in the house right now.
I'm trying to prepare.
Yeah, she's this is how she watches the show. But I find that stuff super, super, super fascinating. I can't really binge watch that stuff.
Oh, I don't know why. It makes me thankful for my life. It makes me thankful for heat and grocery stores nearby.
Yes. The gratitude for all that you have.
It does. I don't know.
Remember that the next time you get upset.
I know. Well,
you turn back and you reflect to,
at least I'm not Life Below Zero in some random, population 10 people city in Alaska.
Yeah, but they love that stuff too.
No, they move there for it.
That's their life. That's what they live for. I'm going to talk about, all that Life Below Zero crazy shit. I couldn't do it, but I think that basically is going to conclude this episode because, here's the thing. If we don't wrap it up eventually, we're just going to end up here all day.
All day.
And I know, some people might appreciate that. I think Tara would. But if you've made it this far in the video, make sure. And you know what? Guess what? People are like, because I watch these things. People are like, well, if you have to ask people to comment, subscribe, and people don't want to do it, well, guess what?
Well, do it. Do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Okay. Comment, subscribe.
Share, and turn on the notifications because this way, if you're not on Instagram when we drop or Facebook when we drop, guess what? YouTube will tell you right away that the Controlled Chaos has dropped a new video. So until next time.
Bye.